Welcome back to Waldrop Stadium, our trio of broadcasters. We are here. We are raring to go. And before I go further, Coach and the Professor, it's homecoming. You guys forgot to remind me of that during our pre-recorded opening, but congratulations to all of those who have made the homecoming court, and the king and the queen. And what a celebration here. It actually, guys, started yesterday. Tell me how the parade went.
That was great. That's always one of my favorite things to do is march with my team and the varsity and freshman team. We marched the streets of Homewood right there ahead of the band. And it's just, I took a picture and sent it to you, and it's just an amazing picture to see that many Homewood people in the streets celebrating Homewood athletics.
And that packed picture that I saw was before the band got there.
Correct.
So when the band got there,
and you can hear them a mile away.
Overflow. And it really was a beautiful day. It's been a great couple weeks of weather if you're listening and watching us outside of our area.
And let me tell you, Chris Cooper, I'm going to give him a shout-out with the band tonight because that was getting them ready for the Rose Parade. They're actually marching in that. So this is he's been on them and really critical of them getting in shape. And that was a nice way to march in the wool outfits for a 90-degree day. So, Chris Cooper, great job with your band yesterday.
Now, I know this is a simple question, but you're telling me when I'm at home on January the 1st, and I'm waiting to watch the Rose Bowl parade, and I'm going to look up, and I am going to see the Homewood Patriots band? Is that?
Absolutely.
That's legit.
And not for the first time either.
We'll have to do some diving deep with Glenn, our professor here.
Yeah, how many times they've been out there?
Yeah.
I know they went out there.
Oh, he's got stats. So you better believe it.
I don't actually know that. We probably could find that out through our social media tonight, but I know that they went out there my senior year. Mm-hmm. And they've been out there at least 2 times since, I think. So
yeah, so that we could, if somebody look it up and send it to us tonight, or we'll do some
apparently
we'll have that answer before.
Yes.
But CB, you said a lot to thank the kings and the queens for homecoming. I'd like to point out that Chet Walker and I are neither a king or a queen.
You guys didn't win?
We didn't win.
I did not.
Did you go against each other?
We didn't make the court this year, unfortunately.
Yeah, my biggest thing, I did get to escort during Miss Heritage, so that was a nice senior privilege. So that was a fun thing back in 1989, my senior year.
You know what, guys? I'll have my people send you each half a dozen roses just for our unity. All right, the Mustangs of Jackson-Olin, they won the coin toss, and they will kick a short one that is picked up by Homewood. Good opening field position for the Pats. And the undefeated Patriots at 4-0, 2-0 in the region will go on offense for the first time tonight.
All right, big keys tonight. We've got to continue to be balanced. We have over 898 yards passing, 769 yards rushing, but we have got to pick up these blitzes. They may put up 5, 6, 7 guys in the box on the line. So we've put in some gap scheme, which is blocked down, and then you'll have kickers. And we got our tight ends. It's going to be a big night blocking for them coming around the hole. Guard will come through, kick out the end, and then you got the Kudris or the J.T. Watts coming up through the middle. So big night. You could have a 1st and 10, and it'd be 2nd and 13, but you still got to keep running the ball. So they're going to be real aggressive on us tonight.
Outstanding start to the 25 football season for the senior quarterback, Caleb Carson.
What are they sending him off the field for?
His knee pads.
Oh, yeah, the refs are making a big issue of that this year. You got to have those pads underneath the knee, and they have really stressed that.
And you're going to notice Timothy Rochelle's coming out to quarterback. He had a really good week at practice, and it looks like he's going to come in and take this snap.
How about that? Still good field position for Homewood. So Rochelle in for probably one play. And it will be a handoff.
Number 22, Davis.
And it is Davis Griffin, the workhorse, averaging 5.5 yards per carry. Gets a good first down gain there.
Have we come up with a nickname for him yet? Are we going to call him the workhorse? Or
I'm going to stick with the stable because I'm going to interview them next week.
But we're giving individual nicknames beyond just the stable, right?
We're handing out nicknames per unit,
right.
per individual.
I was thinking we could call him the Double Deuce, but that might be too obvious. I like workhorse.
Gain of 4. And that's Rochelle with a pass. That is caught, and a first down and more to the 50. And then taken down is Taman Felton across the 50. No flags, and that will be a First U.S. Bank first down.
Great throw by Rochelle. He had to drop his arm angle down to get it underneath the outside linebacker. Hit Felton coming in there on the stab route. Made a few guys miss, got upfield. Really good play right there.
You also got to think we caught them by surprise there. They probably had no idea we were going to throw with our second-string quarterback in there.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And Rochelle will stay in.
No, they brought Caleb in. That's
Is that
good.
Caleb right
Yeah.
there? Okay, that's Caleb on the handoff. And Griffin gets you about 8.5.
All right. I like
Workhorse, the workhorse.
Yeah,
We're going to go with that?
Go workhorse.
All right.
I like how they're setting up the defense for us to attack them. I was more concerned with linebackers being in the gaps, trying to cause negative plays. They've been in a traditional four-man front here, and we see that every week, 3- and 4-man front. So I look for them to maybe change because we were moving them off the ball. 7 yards on first down.
You know, this Homewood offense is averaging 45 yards per contest. They have gone over 50 twice in 4 games, and maybe the most underrated, under-talked about unit is that O-line. High snap, and the quarterback himself, first down, another First U.S. Bank first down. Caleb Carson, who has not had to run a whole lot this year yet.
Yeah, we'll see a lot more of that. Go ahead, Chet.
No, I was going to tell you, I thought when they went empty there, we would see early what our intentions were with Caleb tonight, and we obviously see we're out here to win the game. They went empty and then sent him on a draw play.
About 2 minutes into the first quarter. Homewood at the JO 35. Caleb rolling out. He's got room to get that first down. He's got the first down, and then out of bounds. So another First U.S. Bank first down. Caleb Carson.
On the left side there, we did the sucker play. It looked like we were going to throw it to Felton in the flats, and then J.T. Watts took off. Good job by their defender not to let that happen. But then, Glenn, what did Caleb do?
Took off.
Took off, and that's the missing link right there. You can't guard his legs.
No, but you can't. You also can't replace those legs. So I hated to see him get hit a little bit there.
I was wanting him to just go out of bounds.
Yeah.
First and 10 for the Patriots. On the move at the 22. Handoff, trying to get to the outside and make the turn. Griffin makes one man miss and then gets tackled at about the 11.
Really good block by the receivers out here, and I thought the line gave credit, gave really good effort there. One of them got beat, but he stayed with them, got his hands on his shoulders, and were able to get Griffin to the hole.
That was a first down run. Another First U.S. Bank first down.
Now, CB, you mentioned the 44 points per game. That's the fourth best after 4 games that Homewood's ever had, by the way.
Chappie's in at tailback.
The madman.
Chapello. Inside the 10. And then falls forward to the 4.
I just love watching him run the ball. And then you just said it, fall forward. I mean, that's what the great ones do.
All right, don't look at your stats. Griffin, Goldstein, and Chapello, who has the most touchdowns? Do not look at your stats.
Chappie.
I'm going to go Chappie because I already knew that from looking at stats.
Chappie has 5. Leads the club. For your third-string running back. And maybe we should put that in quotes because he would be starting on most clubs in this region. Handoff. Chapello goes low near the goal line. Still churning.
He's in.
Wait for the signal. There it is. Touchdown. Number 6.
All right, Brenner's losing a lot of misdirection here, getting the linebackers out of there, and that's a great call because then we came right up underneath, and you got the moose or whatever we want to call Chappie. He is a dangerous man. The madman is dangerous.
Well, he already comes with a nickname. His name is Jackson, but I don't think any of his teammates realize what his real first name is. It's Jackson Chapello, goes by Chappie. One of the busiest guys in all of the region is Jackson-Olin. And he will try to make this 7-0, and he does just that. 7-0. Homewood out in front. That PAT, Professor?
Is brought to us tonight by the Wade team with ARC Realty. Danielle and Billy Wade. Give them a call at 205-966-9600.
Patriots on the scoreboard first. We'll be back. You're watching Homewood football on the NFHS Network. Seven nothing Homewood. J.O. will get their hands on the football, but after a touchback. Wow, that was a big kick.
All right, defensively, Darian Lewis, 479 all-purpose yards for J.O. You know, they're going to try to hand him the ball, get to him the ball any way they can, whether it's an empty jet pitch. We have to tackle him tonight. He's number 5. You'll see him on the TV tonight. He is a very good running back.
The quarterback is Adonis Miller. Coach was telling me prior to the game, his research and his film study telling me that he's not one of the running quarterbacks, likes to stay in the pocket. And again, number 5, the running back Lewis. This is Lewis, and he is gobbled up. There are 4-5 Patriots coming out of that one, including.
In the slot up top that time, their most dynamic receiver, Javian Jones, about 5'7", 137, small guy, but he has a 98-yard touchdown reception this year, averaging 38 yards a catch.
I saw Major Moore come out of that pile. There were 5 or 6 Homewood guys there. No gain. Now a pass opposite side, and look at the Homewood
blow the whistle
tackle. Lots of Patriots there as well. Swarming defense here out of the gate. Then Luke Eldridge, the senior, with a stop. That they're going to say right now, let's see. Yeah, -3. So it's 3rd and 13. J.O., Coach, they're going to stack 4 wide receivers near side. They'll spread one out to the far side.
A lot of times doing that to soften the coverage, and then they can pitch something underneath.
High snap, but Miller gets it, throws, caught, and a first down, and then dragged down from behind.
Berdishaw got there for the tackle. I hope they don't
Luke
call
Eldridge almost picked that off.
They're going to call a horse collar on Berdishaw there.
That was Frederick Reese on the reception from Adonis Miller. Coach, that was right in front of us, and you heard me say that just waiting for that. It was an obvious grab.
Yeah.
And
it was kind of like what I said. They went with 4 receivers. What you do is you're trying to get the coverage to soften up. They threw the little simple 10-yard out and actually had a pick up top, and then he got around the corner for the first down. Go from 3rd and 14 almost. Now they're on the plus side of the 50.
Now, I may be mistaken here, but I don't think I am. I think this is the first team to cross the 50-yard line in the first quarter against us.
All year.
Season.
All season.
All season.
Off the top of my head, don't remember it. And, Coach, it looks like same type of play design, 4 wide receivers this time to the far side with 1 running back, and there's a flag. I wonder if that's an illegal. Yes, it is. Illegal.
Yeah. False start on Reese. He moved a little early. In the number 2 in the slot up there, you got number 6. That's the Javion Jones again. So it looks like they're going to try to do something up there. I think they found something.
Well, I said they crossed the 50.
And you were saying, Professor?
Great minds, CB. Great minds, right?
High snap. Miller with a juggle, then retains, and then throws. Almost caught. There is a flag down. A circus-type play.
That's going to be ineligible receiver because they had him covered up. They threw to the receiver that was covered up there.
That's one of the hardest things for me as a fan to watch and call. Can you do me a favor and break down an ineligible receiver?
All right, so they were in a quads formation up top, away from us, our sideline, and you're supposed to have the outside two receivers off the ball, not covering somebody up in that scenario, and they had two guys side by side on the line of scrimmage, and the guy they threw to was the guy that was covered up. So you cannot cover up a receiver.
One of the best ways to think about it is the line judge, when he's lined up at the line of scrimmage, he basically has to be able to see every receiver that's lined up. So if you've got somebody that's up at the line that's not supposed to be, he's so-called covered up.
High snap and a fumble. It is picked up by J.O. The Mustangs trying to make something out of nothing. And then coming back, that is Darian Lewis, the running back, who picked up that loose ball.
Snap was about 6 feet over the head of the quarterback, and then Lewis went back there, picked it up, and tried to make something happen. You saw he outran about 4 or 5 Patriots there, so we got to take good angles on him tonight.
Yeah, he's a fast one, but they are going backwards.
It sounded like the football gods got upset that
They crossed the 50.
Crossed the 50.
Yeah. Well, now it's what, second and
33. If we're going to go with the scoreboard, second and 33. The ball will be on the JO 28. Jackson-Olin. They are in reverse. Their head coach, we'll have a second here. Their head coach is the former UAB great and NFL quarterback in Joe Webb. Joe in his second year.
And they're still going backwards.
And I'm going to give Coach Webb a little bit of credit because last year was a 1-9 tough campaign, and they've come out and they're 2-1 this season and playing hard. They had our attention this week, I can tell you that.
Well, Glenn put 5 more yards. This is a second and 33. That ball just floated in the air. It is caught near side.
Be careful, there's a flag.
And that's going to be a late hit on Homewood. 4 guys got to the ball. You love the enthusiasm, but someone's got to pull up because the guy who caught the ball was right on the sideline.
That's going to be on Parker Lindsay. He came from the middle linebacker, and he hadn't got to hit anybody yet, and he gets all fired up and just he is a
very emotional play.
Yeah, he loves to get after, but good thing it's just going to be should be still second. Second and long.
It's second down and 25.
Yeah, it is. Second and 25.
Yeah, we say he's emotional. He's very much a vocal leader.
You can see he's making the calls
Yeah,
right now.
he's making the calls right now.
Ball on the JO 36. Watch the snap again. A juggling act again by Miller. He recovers, he throws, it's high, and almost intercepted by this talented backfield for Homewood.
And they were throwing it to number 6, Javian Jones. That's their big play guy, so they were trying to get him across the middle. A lot of eye candy with those other receivers, and they brought him straight at those safeties. We finally got somebody, Glenn, that's going to attack our safeties, it looks like.
Yeah, well, they did last week, just not very successfully. Yeah. I will also note that the JO band has arrived. Like I said, they probably got stuck in traffic, but they are here.
Well, it has been an adventure from the center to the quarterback, Miller. Miller is in shotgun, and you wonder if he's going to have to go over the center at some point. There's some pressure there, and then incomplete. Ball dropped.
He was about to get lit up anyway.
Dropped by Mekhi Jones.
And that's what they showed a lot last week in their victory against Gardendale. A lot of quick, easy screens, trying to be high percentage. But Patriots were there to stop that.
In terms of on-field talent, they might be as fast as Homewood, which we could not have said about any team prior to tonight.
Yeah, this is the first one, at every receiver position, they're just as fast as our cornerbacks.
Yeah, the talent we've been facing has been increasing each week. I mean, we've been dominating everybody and playing teams that have been down lately, but the competition level has definitely been going up each week.
Fair catch, and the Patriots will go to work at their own 32. We'll take a break from Waldrop right now on Homecoming. Homewood 7, JO nothing. Back with more after this on the Homewood Athletics YouTube page. First down and 10. 7-0. Homewood in front. Quick out, caught. That's Griffin out of the backfield. He gets hit, but not before. A down. A first U.S. Bank.
Excellent
First
block.
down.
Excellent block outside by the Patriots there. Looked like Cam had got good position. Again, Coach Bruner said we're going to try to attack the perimeter outside. Quick throws, get the ball out. They're soft.
Griffin cuts back inside. It's to about the 47-yard line.
Glenn, your tight ends, that's a clinic by DeCoudris right there, sealing the end and letting Griffin get out there to get the 3 yards. It was tough running, but he did a good job with his guy.
Simeon Rice on the tackle. Rice, again, one of those speedster wide receivers, but playing both ways for JL. Only 3 yards, 3 tough yards there for Griffin.
12 personnel, 2 tight ends here.
There's a fumble, Ruski, and wisely Caleb Carson gets on it. So whatever was left on that football by J.O., apparently that icky stuff is still there. As Homewood has trouble with the snap.
Yeah, just a little high, and he was already anticipating getting into the handoff. And
yeah, he was moving before he even secured the ball.
Now that's Stadinka back at center, and then Asher Ketchum has moved back over to
correct
right tackle. Man in motion. That's Walden. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Caleb steps up. He'll run
block
over the 50, inside the 45. And that is going to be a first U.S. Bank first down.
It's a great run. I don't want to see him take a hit like that, though.
You were shaking after the shoulder-to-shoulder contact.
Yeah, and that's a scenario, though. Those are drive 3rd and 13, and you still keep the drive going because he was able to step up. Good play by Carson.
And, again, we've been saying it every game that as the season goes on, we're going to see him do more and more and more of that. So I can guarantee you in the playoffs, that's going to be about a third of our offense.
What I need to do is get you a stress ball to hold next week. Because you said you wanted that 1,000 yards rushing, but the toll it's going to take on you is going to be.
I know.
You know, my granddaughter is not yet 4. I'm sure if I went into her toy box, I could find something. Remind me.
Yes.
Text me during the week. Let's take a timeout with under 4 minutes remaining. A game dominated by Homewood. They're on the move. They lead 7-0. Back with more as you're watching us tonight on the Homewood app.
Our broadcast tonight is presented by Social Taco. Make sure to stop in this weekend and grab a bite at the newest SoHo restaurant, Social Taco. And also visit SoHo Social and SoHo Standard right there in the heart of downtown Homewood.
Well, when we eat, we got to look nice, and I know we also have someone who is sponsoring our
18 South.
There you go, golf shirts.
A premium lifestyle boutique for men and women located right there in West Homewood.
All right, 3:21 left in the first quarter.
First down and 10. See if they try the home run ball to Felton, number 8. Griffin, the running back. Tight end on the field as well. Here we go. Long ball. It is caught. Touchdown, Homewood.
That was his prettiest pass he's thrown all season.
Boy, David Walden beat that guy by about 3 or 4 yards. Great job, David. Good call. And, hey, Kurt got that one right. That was the Tony Romo effect there. Good job.
Way to go, CB.
All right, the old squirrel, and he gets a nut everywhere. Hey. Yeah, okay. Well, home run ball. And the Patriots with a 13-0 lead. It's not only the accuracy, but it's the touch that Caleb Carson puts on the ball.
Oh, that was a beautiful throw right there. And then he got put enough air where he could go get it.
Eanes makes it 14-0.
And that extra point was presented by the Wade team with ARC Realty, Daniel and Billy Wade. Give them a call at 205-966-9600.
Homewood will kick off with a 14-0 lead from Waldrop Stadium. Patriots in front, 14-0 when we come back. Touchdown pass from Caleb Carson to David Walden. Last week, Carson completed 6 passes, 6 for 9. 4 of those 6 were touchdowns. He is having a fantastic start to this season, certainly becoming one of the top quarterbacks not only in the region, but in the state.
And another Glenn Brasher-sponsored touchback there. That was it's
so
important.
I'm the sponsor of the touchbacks.
I'm telling you, it is important
to
keep 5 from running those back.
Oh, yeah. I mean, as I've been saying all season, when you're putting 80 yards in front of the other team consistently like we do, good things are always going to come from it.
Yeah.
Guys, that touchdown pass Carson threw is his 13th on the season against just 1 interception. Jackson-Olin keeping it on the ground. That is Darian Lewis, who broke free last week. 214 yards, 3 touchdowns. But he's probably at a minus so far.
Yeah. Glenn, do you know how many he has at this point?
I've got them at 16 total yards of offense. So.
And does that include the penalty that put him over the 50?
Yeah. Yes, that includes the penalty.
No, yes. So take that away. They haven't really manufactured a whole lot. Here we go, Miller. Miller looks to throw, and nice catch in traffic at the 25. That's Reese, Frederick Reese, senior.
Showed some toughness coming around. I see. Is there a flag on the far side of the field?
I don't see it, but somebody's talking. Guys, by the way, speaking of drives, we've had 2 drives, 74 yards the first one, 70 yards the second one. Long drives like that were a few and far between last week because we got so many short fields. I like seeing us go in the 70 yards.
Yeah, because just develops chemistry, getting in a play calling rhythm. I know coaches like to go short field, but those were 2 excellent drives.
Yeah, we're not going to have short fields all season long,
No.
right? We're going to need some long drives.
Of course. See, we do have a penalty.
Yeah, it's on us apparently. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Legal touching.
Again, they're in the quads and they keep covering up the receiver. If I'm them, I'm going trips. Just make it simple. That's why they've done better this year. They've gone simple here. You're going quads over there, and the receivers. The coach is out there yelling at them.
Well, he should. I mean, 4th game of the season, you're throwing to receivers that are covered up. I mean,
let's keep things here. Joe Webb, again, the head coach in his 2nd year. Very familiar name in this area and through the NFL circles.
Yes, he played at Inslee High School for 3 years, Winona, and was honorable mention All-State. Went to UAB and had a tremendous career. It's unbelievable. His senior year at quarterback threw for 2,299 yards and rushed for 1,427 yards. Conference USA Player of the Year. He knows football. Then went and played pro football for over 10 years. Played quarterback. He even had a kickoff return his rookie season. So the guy knows football, and sometimes I think 1-9 last year he was trying to do too much, and they had numerous times 10 men on the field last year. This year he simplified, and they're playing a lot better, 2-1, and they really got our attention this week. But he knows football.
And I like that timeout.
Oh yeah, he's over there working the refs right now hard. If you guys notice,
and he should. We talked about it.
They're trying to explain to him
No, in our pregame, we talked about it, too. The kids want to know that Coach Webb's got their back.
That's
I
right.
don't think there's any question that he doesn't, that he does. He has their back. And no question that
What was that unusual stat you guys uncovered before we came on the air about?
Oh, he leads. He set the all-time record for tackles by a quarterback, 29. Now, that's a good news, but you know what? I just thought about this. The bad news is I bet you some of them were on interceptions.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a lot of interceptions, though, right?
I got to meet Joe 2 days ago, Coach Webb, and he's trying to build a program. He played for a little while in my territory up in New York with the Giants. Well, we remember, most will remember him with the Vikings.
Yeah, I'm glad he's not on the field playing. He had a 42.5 vertical jump, standing broad jump 11, and could bench press 21 reps of 225. Now, I've never been able to do that. So I'm glad he's over there calling the plays and not running the plays tonight.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, you can win at J.O. Vakakis proved that a few years ago. So he could get the program turned around.
He's got to get some of that monetary support Coach Vakakis had.
Right. Vakakis now the head coach at Spain Park.
Yes.
3rd and 19 for the Mustangs. Here comes some pressure. That ball is deflected and almost caught by a lineman. That's an incomplete.
Man, we just ate their line for breakfast there.
Looked like Jakari Haynes was in the game, and he's back this week off of injury. And he got his big mid up there, and I think, it was from this side. He was the one that got the hand up and deflected the ball.
Now, my nickname for him is the man-child.
He wears number 38, and he's only a freshman. That guy's a 9th grader.
Huge 9th grader. And, yeah, he's been out a couple of weeks. Originally, they were talking about bringing him back from Mountain Brook, but his recovery was so quick that they said, let's get him in tonight.
Yeah, especially with the depth we have. You're not asking too much of him and get some of that conditioning.
J.L. will punt. They're caught by Reed Goldstein.
And now we have another one of those situations where we got the short field.
Change of possession. They will take a timeout on the field. We'll take one up here in the booth. We are in the first quarter. 2:05 remaining, 14-0 Homewood. We'll be back after this. Caleb Carson and Homewood's offense. Outstanding field position at the 40. Coming out to gun and throw. Caught far side and then thrown out of bounds viciously.
Yeah, it looked like Tamon Felton there on the reception.
Is Felton. He's going to come off the field, I believe. Nope. He's just going to change sides.
All right, Walden came off. We're in 12 personnel here with 2 tights.
That play gained 8, by the way. Flip, and that's Felton in space and tackled at the 27. He was one move away.
Finger
from headed to the end zone.
Yeah, jailbreak screen right there. I actually thought he was going to throw to Griffin up top. He looked that way, came right back to Felton. Line did as good as they can. It's hard for those linemen to get out there and get a piece of those fast defensive backs and linebackers. Just a finger got on his shoelace and got him down.
Another first U.S. Bank first down, by the way. These drives today are a little bit more methodical than last week and the week before that when Homewood was just hitting the ball out of the ballpark. Deflected and then caught. That is completed.
Looked like number 6.
Landon Pettis. Good concentration to stay with that ball for sure. That's tip drill right there, ain't it, Coach?
Yeah.
He said he tipped it himself.
Yeah, it looked like it got deflected a little bit, and that was a really good catch by Landon.
Clock running first quarter with 20 seconds remaining, and the Pats with a 14-0 lead.
biggest thing, Caleb has time. You know, the offensive line's doing a great job here.
He's basically had all night, 20. He goes on a rollout. He got a chance to run, but instead throws for the first down.
Again, Landon Pettis again.
Pettis with, I see, 5 seconds left in the opening quarter.
Number 34, Jacars Carpenter had the coverage for the Mustangs. The throw and catch is good for a Homewood first down, 1st and 10 from the Mustang 13.
From the 13, another first down, First U.S. Bank first down. They are getting, pun intended, their money's worth tonight. 13 to go for what will be the last play of the quarter. 13 for a touchdown, fake handoff. And then Carson, I don't know, guys, he gets taken down. That looked like a little miscommunication.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he wanted to hand it off, and his running back scooted out of town. But that will end the first quarter. It's been all Homewood. Patriots 14-0 over Jackson-Olin. You're watching Homewood football on the Homewood Athletics YouTube page.
The broadcast team is outfitted by 18 South, a premium lifestyle boutique for men and women located right there in West Homewood. No matter the occasion, we've got a look for you. Dress like a champion by shopping at 18 South today. 18 South, a proud sponsor of Homewood Athletics. We'd like to thank our Red Level premier sponsors with Homewood Athletics. They are Waverly Advisors, Town & Country Ford, Dazio Friedman and Zelenas, Alabama Oncology, Cotton Construction, and Social Taco. We thank them for their amazing support of Homewood Athletics. If you have any interest in joining this growing list of sponsors, please contact the Homewood Athletic Office. Guys, Sam's Super Sandwiches is open tonight until after the game until 11:30. Go visit one of Homewood's great supporters and get a burger every Friday night after the game.
And they did that last home game as well. I understand they had a great turnout.
Well, I couldn't have given them a better commercial for the Super Dog. I had Chet salivating for it last week, I think.
Our video board reminding everybody, download the Homewood app. You could be watching us on the app tonight.
All right, we got 12 personnel with both tight ends attached, so we'll see if we do any motion or you'll try to run a stretch play or try to stretch the defense out and hit them right up the middle behind Stud. Reed Goldstein's at tailback.
Felton far side draws one-on-one coverage. It's a fade and incomplete. They were going right for Felton. Tamon Felton.
Two tight ends like that balances their coverage, and he could get the one-on-one matchup out there. So that's definitely what he wanted to do out of the timeout.
You know, I said fade. You guys know it was more of a slant. It was set up, and it looked like that. Let's try the over the back shoulder, and it's automatic. But 3rd down and 13. Goldstein, the running back, the joystick. Man in motion. That's Felton this time. And we got a whistle.
Timeout.
Timeout.
All right, I will say I gave a shout-out a few weeks ago for the recovery of Debbie Chancellor's mom, but yesterday was her birthday, so happy birthday, Debbie Chancellor. She's the golden lady of our whole athletic program. She keeps us in line, and we want to say happy birthday to her tonight.
And she's such a sweetie, such a sweetie.
You're saying that because you just want to make sure your paycheck arrives.
And she loves Homewood. If there was a We Love Homewood award, it would be Debbie Chancellor.
Yeah. Folks, after the game party tonight for homecoming, so Homewood students or parents of Homewood students that are listening, The Safe and Healthy Homewood Collaborative invites all Homewood High School students to the After the Game party at Trinity Methodist Church tonight at 11:30. There will be free food, karaoke, games, and an open gym. See you all there. Chad, do you remember some of those parties at after game parties at Trinity back in your day?
Trinity and Mr. Gaddy's back in the day.
Mr. Gaddy's.
All right, you got Landon Pettis and Tamon Felton up top.
3rd down, 13.
Both tight ends down here.
Goldstein leaning forward. He'll go out and block. Nobody in the left side of the field. Caleb Carson has all day to run that way. Now cuts it back inside.
And gets us in a position to maybe go for it or kick a short field goal.
Be short of the first down. Guys, he's been about 99.999% correct with his decisions. That one I thought if he a quarter of a second quicker takes off for the left end zone, Coach, there was nobody there.
Yeah, if he hadn't been indecisive, like you said, he should have taken off and gone. I'll give Felton a lot of credit. When he saw he was dancing around, he tried to get open up top.
Going for it.
Going for it.
Wildcat.
He's got it.
Chapelo looking for a second touchdown
the
of the
madman in the Wildcat.
All right, so that was almost 4 yards after contact because he barely had the first down and he carried the pile almost 3 to 4 yards.
And it was almost exactly how many he needed. That's a new one. We haven't seen Chappie in the Wildcat. We've seen the joystick in the Wildcat.
Joystick's been in one.
But not Chappie.
Yeah, we're just trying to give Mountain Brook some more things to look at because that is definitely, you put somebody like that back there behind that line, we're showing them we're going to run it down your throat.
Goldstein on the right hip of the quarterback, Carson, who rolls. He fires too hard, incomplete.
Double coverage.
Ugh.
I'm saying it ahead of you because that scared me to death.
Oh,
my gosh. They had Walden squirm across the formation, so they were trying to get him there, but they did a good job in defense. They were running man-to-man with him and had the outside linebacker or safety down to get him. I'm ready to just power it in. Come on.
Yeah, ditto, Coach.
It'll be Goldstein, the running back. He stays.
Just give him the ball. Just give him the ball.
Only needs 2.
There we go.
Gets the ball. Actually, it's Carson, and he flips it into the end zone for a touchdown, an easy 6.
And Carson's helmet came off.
Landon Pettis. You're going to start hearing more of that name because he does everything right and runs the routes.
That was a great fake. It fooled us, all of us out up here.
I thought Reed was going for the touchdown.
I did too, yes. He looked like he was in no problem. Huh? Who was that?
Landon Pettis.
Yeah, Pettis. Yeah. We got a Bertishaw out here trying to figure out who scored the touchdown. Folks, we're talking to him. That's why we sounded a little off there for a second.
3rd touchdown of the night for the Patriots, who have yet to yield a point. It is now 21-0 after the PAT, which is brought to you by
the Wade team with ARC Realty. Danielle and Billy Wade. Give them a call at 205-966-9600.
All right, we're going to take a break. From Waldrop, it's all Homewood. Thanks for watching us tonight on the Homewood app. $21-0, Homewood in front. Here in the second quarter. Line drive. Oh, it hit the kick return man and then scooted through the end zone. It will be an automatic touchback. It was interesting. That looked like it was a kick that said, hey, return it if you can.
I took a deep breath right there when it was going toward Darion Lewis right there.
It's been a tough road here in the first half for Adonis Miller. And the JO Mustangs,
They have I've got 0 yards of total offense when you put in the minuses.
Again, when I do the charts each week trying to prepare for the games, the defensive front, we keep hammering down the front three, allow those linebackers to do so much. And I'll tell you, our front seven's controlling the line of scrimmage, and they have some pretty good-sized guys out there, but we are taking it to them up front.
Yeah, their offensive line performed really well in the Gardendale game last week. That was one of the things that really surprised me when I went back and watched that game, was how well their offensive line did.
quick handoff off that funky, and that's going to be a flag. That was a really crazy-looking setup there. And, Coach, I'm thinking that it might have been an illegal – no?
Face mask on the defense. Somebody must have grabbed. You hate to give them the free yardage.
That's our 4th penalty already.
J.O. Barely had enough guys on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And you know what they're doing now, obviously. They're just trying to protect the ball. The snaps tonight have been high. Let's see what they do again. There it is. 4 guys in the backfield.
It's like the Notre Dame box almost. You got number 5 at quarterback here.
Yeah, look at this.
And that's a good gainer right there.
So they've got Lewis in the middle of that formation. They hadn't been able to get him the ball, so they're just doing zone read to get him the ball right away off the snap. So, he'll probably stay with us until we can stop it.
One of their best possessions there in terms of line of scrimmage, 7 yards, so it's a 2nd and 3. Bobbled, but Lewis retains, tries to get to the outside, but bottled up. So Joe Webb, the head coach of the JO Mustangs, makes the in-game adjustment.
Yeah, something looking like the 1948 Notre Dame team. But, yeah, about their offensive line, the reason I say that is J.O. is not exactly known for their offensive line, right? They're known for their speed.
Correct.
But that offensive line really in some ways dominated Gardendale last week, which is saying a lot because Gardendale's always got some tough boys.
Lewis with the handoff. Trying to get to the outside, right around the sticks. Taken down.
Looks like John Martin got the ball there. And that's important. That ball that thing bounced out and the corner kept leverage on the outside to at least make the tackle.
First down and 10.
All right, so their spread stuff wouldn't work, CB. Now they're going to like you said, the more compact, just trying to get their best players the ball.
So Darian Lewis, who rushed for over 200 yards last week, playing like a Wildcat. And backwards go the Mustangs.
Jaquez and Luciano right there and a host of other Patriots.
Lucky with the pick 6 last week.
A beautiful pick six.
If ever, by the way, there was a name and a nickname that matched, it's just from the last name. And
yeah, Lucky's a really good football player. Dad played college football and kind of runs in the family, and he's very instinctive at linebacker.
The officials marked that as a loss of only 2. It looked like more. High snap again. And J.O. will get possession, but in trouble, and now just throwing it towards the receiver, and
that kid should have just let it go.
Incomplete.
He was trying to throw the ball away, which was the right thing to do, and he has that kid come up there and try to catch it.
They were going to rule it as a catch.
And they did rule it as a catch. So
there is also a flag.
Sideline warning.
Uh-huh.
I think Webb was about ready to go out there and make the catch. He was trying to step in there.
And now we've got a timeout on the field. With 7 and 25 seconds remaining. We're in the first half. Homecoming Friday night, the undefeated Homewood Patriots out in front of the Jackson-Olin Mustangs. We'll take a timeout from Waldrop Stadium. We'll be back right after this.
Thank you to all of our white level sponsors of Homewood Athletics, including Bryant Bank, Lakeshore Benefit Alliance, Paramount, and El Barrio in West Homewood, Piggly Wiggly, Robbins and Morton, The Edge, Twin Construction, and AFIX. Our white level sponsors.
Maybe the biggest enemy today for the Mustangs has been that snap from the center to the quarterback. Now, more of a traditional formation, Coach. You got 4 on one side.
Yeah,
Go back to Miller. Miller puts it up for grabs. It is intercepted. Homewood on the INT and still running with it. I believe that's Burtison. He's taken down after the INT. Number 11.
Burtishaw with
and we got a proud Papa just sitting right down in front of us here.
Do you know how I knew it was him? Because I heard Papa say, "Go, Birdie, go!" All right, we'll keep it here so we can enjoy that.
Love to see him get an interception.
And I'll give you one that's scared. We had an interception in a freshman game last year. I'm glad he didn't pitch it. I was halfway on the field. They started throwing it around last play of the half, trying to score, and I'm like, we're up 21-0, and they were throwing it back toward my goal line. So I was glad he held on to it himself. He was wanting to score, though. You could see he was trying to stay up. Great play by him. He just stayed right there. Center fielder went up there and made the catch.
Tate Burtishaw, the INT. Quick one to Cam Foster. Foster over the 40. About a 6-yard gain. Guys, I'd like to see the one word for Foster, development. You want to see maybe get him involved because you're going to lose a lot in the wide receiver core going into next year, and Foster should be the man.
Yeah, that's Landon's gotten a little bit of time at his position at the X spot. Foster, a lot of times will happen he'll run the wrong route, because we're real complex, and that's why sometimes he comes out of the game. But you're right. Look how tall he's got. Great hands. I'm glad to see him make the catch like that. We need to get him more involved.
Felton near side for the Patriots. Fake handoff. Carson gets hit, but he gets the pass completed. Davis Griffin near side, and Caleb Carson took a lick.
We had Foster with a post up top, and then over here, Taman sat down the route, and there was nothing there. Good check down to the running back.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I like to see him going through his progressions like that and come back down to 2-2.
And again, it's the line. He had all day to go through. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah.
First U.S. Bank, first down. Patriots with the ball at the 46. First down and 10.
All right, 12 personnel here, 2 tights.
One of those tight ends in motion. Carson sets, fires. A rare incomplete.
He's got 82 wide open over there.
Watts just hit his usually don't see frustration, but he was wide open on that route.
And you saw his body language say, come on, man, I'm wide open over here.
Felton was in that territory as well. There might have been someone might not have run a precise route. Coach, you would know more than me, but both guys were really in the vicinity.
Yes.
Second down and 10, 5:41 remaining. Prior to the half, and as always, the professor will have an interview, and of course we will hear the outstanding band. Here is Davis Griffin, just short of breaking it. He'll get just short of the 50 as well.
All right, that was a block down, and we had the guard pulling, kicking out. That was McBride coming around, and we had a pretty good block in the initial hole, but a good job by the J.O. Linebacker got his hand on him and pulled him down. That could have been a big gainer right there.
J.O.'s got some team speed now.
Third and a long 7 for the Patriots. They have not been in that position. There goes a man in motion. Carson, first down catch by Felton. Felton.
Just a curl route. He's wide open.
Makes the move.
Yeah, that's an easy throw and catch.
Got a flag.
Quick guess by the coach. It's on the far side. What do you got?
I was afraid we were covering the guy up because we were real close, but
he's saying it's covered up.
Got to be on Cam Foster up top because I was sitting there holding my breath. Please don't call that, and he had our tight end covered up.
So
And
that
we were
wipes out that first down.
We were just getting on the J.O. about it. Let's not get infected with their problem.
Aren't you vaccinated?
Yeah, I am, but apparently the team is not vaccinated against the uncovered and covered situations.
Where's Fauci when you need him?
And that's such an easy read for Caleb because you're running trips. Walden was in motion up top, and Cam Foster up top had DeCoudris covered up.
Okay, now they got everybody lined up right.
Third down and now 12. Carson steps up. Throws towards a diving receiver, incomplete.
Guys,
and that was intended for
we're gonna
Felton.
have to punt the ball.
Gabriel Carlson, almost the invisible man so far this year. I don't have the numbers, but I'm pretty sure he's punted less than 10 times this year.
Oh, yeah. Maybe less than 5.
I'm thinking around there.
That's the first time we've got run from the pocket. He was running for his life there.
Yeah, but I'm frustrated that it was a drive that got killed by a penalty, Chet. You know, great punt.
That is a punt that will go a long way, and that'll get us to a timeout. 4:36 remaining with a change of possession. The Mustangs, they haven't scored yet against this stout Homewood defense. Patriots 21, Mustangs nothing. Back after this.
Well, the good news is that we've got them back pinned on their 12-yard line, so we've got, 88 yards in front of them now.
That was close to a 47-yard punt.
Yeah. Miller back. That was deflected and then caught. Now, all that for about 2, maybe 3 yards. Great coverage. The one thing that's evident about this Jackson-Olin Mustangs club is how athletic they are.
Well, at every receiver position, this is one of the few times, Martin and French are faster than anybody they go against. But tonight, if they don't play their technique, they're going to get run by. So, we got to be physical because we are bigger than them. We've got to have those outside linebackers getting a piece of them when they're coming across the middle.
2-yard gain for.
Yeah, you called it technique. Basically, it's be where the coach tells you to be.
Miller.
I'll make it even
Nobody
simpler
there.
for them, Chad.
Yeah.
Nobody home.
And look at our corners tonight. Typically, cover 2, you're seeing those guys within 5 yards because they're not fearful of what's happening. They're at 8, 9 yards right there.
Very soft.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of George French, George announced on social media that he has been offered by UT Martin. So congratulations. Not that he's accepted or signed, but just to get an offer from UT Martin. Very, very well-deserved.
He's, kind of like we said coming in the season, this was the year to shine, and he's having a good season so far. Real soft coverage here on 3rd and 8.
Get him.
Here comes traffic, belted. That ball is on the Waldrop Stadium grass and recovered by J.O.
That was Templeton that hit him, wasn't it, Chet? Or am I wrong?
I know Rod Lambert was.
No, it was Griffin. It was John Griffin.
John's out. Number 4.
Yeah, you're right. John is not playing.
Yeah, it looked like.
It's hard to see those freaking numbers.
Rod Lambert was the right defensive end, so I couldn't tell if Darren Stitt was over there too. So it could have been Stitt that came free. For the audience, I wish I had a replay monitor to be able to see that, and we're coming soon, maybe having that. So
right.
That's kind of like we're growing as we do this. But it was either Stitt or Lambert on the backside.
So recovered by the Patriots, who now have a 1st and goal from the 4.
Another one? That's on them.
12 men on the field.
Now, we've been talking about the Patriots getting short fields to work with. It doesn't get much shorter than 2 yards, guys.
Goldstein, the running back. Goldstein veers right, and Goldstein scores.
The joystick.
The joystick for 6.
Great patience by him. I know it's only 2 yards, but he had to let the blockers develop, wash the hole to the right, and he cut right back behind Studinka and scored the touchdown.
Great point. I agree. If he does not read the blocking, he might not have gotten in. And even though he only had a couple yards to go, but I saw exactly what you were talking about. So Goldstein, with his 5th rushing touchdown of the season, and now Eanes will try to make it 28-0. Homewood. A high, perfect PAT. The PAT is brought to you by
The Wade Team with ARC Realty. Daniel and Billy Wade. Give them a call at 205-966-9600.
Homewood out in front with 3:36 remaining to the half. You got the band, you got the interview, and we've got a timeout from Waldrop with the Patriots way out in front. Thanks for watching us tonight on the NFHS Network. Four touchdowns for the Patriots, 4 extra points, 28-0 Homewood. Homewood has only lost once to the Mustangs. That one just barely missed the track as the band gets ready to play. Glenn, who do you have, Professor, coming up at halftime?
The father of our center, Studinka, who himself is a Homewood legend, played in the state championship game in '94. He's here every week, obviously, because of his son, but his class is here tonight, celebrating their 30th reunion. And I think he may be bringing some of his playing buddies up here with him. So stick around for that.
The old team picture.
Yeah.
And as we mentioned, the band. There's nothing that says Homewood band better than the professor sticking his headphones out the window. Pass complete and now incomplete. What a hit that was. That's John Martin.
Well, that was I'm glad I'm not that quarterback right now. Jakari Haynes said, "Get off me," and he was in his face right away with a host of other Patriots. That was a good throw just to get it close to being caught. They're wearing down up front. You know, some of them probably going, you get a little both ways with some of these guys, and it wears them down.
Yeah, and that running back, he goes both ways too. The Lewis kid.
Yes.
Miller on second down. Caught. And when you lean forward, that's going to be real close to a first down.
We're playing a little soft, and that's fine because it's 3 minutes left, up 28. We just didn't make the tackle when we came up. It could have been a just 5-yard gain. Just missed it, and good pursuit. Keep them just a 10-yard gain.
So it will be a first down for the Mustangs. Good throw by Adonis Miller. Miller will take off, and he's going to lose 3 or 4 yards.
Dennis White was right through the gap. I was trying to see who the nose tackle was, and Dennis is in now for Jaquez.
I also saw Luke Eldridge come out of that pile. Mm-hmm. Anybody wants to overrule me? You can.
He's in almost every pile.
Look for the 6.
This is almost every one of our linebackers.
We'll call Luke a half a dozen. How about that?
There you go.
Parker Lindsay getting the call.
Handoff.
That's number 5, Darion Lewis.
Lewis will get just about all those yards back, and guys, you can see the speed.
Oh.
He was caught from behind. Otherwise, one more step, and he goes all the way.
Yeah, he could have been gone. I mean,
woo.
There was nothing fancy about that.
No.
They just ran it right up the middle, and one step away from breaking it.
And I see Dennis was adjusting his left right there in the shoulder area. That lineman got a hold of and was able to get that gap, and he was through there like a snap.
Lewis had 3 touchdowns last week. Miller. Closest guy there was John Martin, the cornerback.
And 2 or 3 other Homewood Patriots.
It's a little tougher on the lineman here. You know, that particular play, only three guys rushed. It was first down, and every linebacker was really back in there playing soft here because it's a minute 41 left, trying to keep them from going and getting a big play.
Very interesting decision coming up on the other side of halftime. I talked with Ben Bergeson, head coach, and we'll get into this a little bit later, guys, but the stats offensively for Homewood are kind of skewed. His team has been up so big, so early, and they got a 28-0 lead there. That's a juggling catch, but it's going to lose some yardage. Look at this swarming defense, and again, Luke Eldridge, who plays the will linebacker.
Oh, Eldridge and just a host of Patriots. John Martin held the edge there.
So I was talking with Berge, and he was lamenting the fact that some of his skill players would have enormous stats if he played them for 4 quarters. But, you know, when you're just blowing people out, 51-7, 27-0, 49-7, 52-8. Yeah. You're not using Caleb Carson
and
Tamon Felton.
Yeah, and so many of our drives this whole season have been so few yards. I mean, we started out tonight with a 74-yard drive and then a 70-yard drive, but then since then, 39-2.
All right, got Lambert and Moore in at ends and Jaquez. It looks like we're going to bring pressure.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And then that pressure's coming back. Rollout, throw far side, caught short of a first down. Good coverage.
Yeah, good coverage. He showed 2 linebackers, then pulled them back, and then sent Lindsey. So really it was just a 4-man rush, but we made the quarterback get rid of the ball.
Great open field tackle by Luciano.
33 seconds remaining.
Glenn, how'd you like to be the left or right tackle playing, and you see Lambert and Moore coming in for 3rd down rush?
I'd be on my way to Sam's Super Sandwiches, to be honest with you.
Hot dog or the hockey puck? The big dog.
Super dog.
Super dog, that's it.
So they're punting. Now, they faked 2 punts last week, both of them in their own territory. And one of them out of their own end zone, believe it or not.
No, I don't.
I don't believe
I don't believe you.
They did. They faked one out of their own end zone and made it.
You're supposed to say, are you calling me a liar?
Are you calling me a liar?
Professor, I wouldn't do that. Tristan Carter is the punter. And Coach wondering if he's going to get a chance.
I'm going to bring some heat out.
Here comes Homewood bringing some heat. They just missed getting there. And it will bounce and then be returned. That's Felton, interestingly enough. I don't know why he's on the return team there. Maybe just hoping for that quick strike. And that will be 23 seconds remaining. Felton is back because, give me a...
John Griffin, sometimes he was back there with the injury, and then Davis Griffin, sometimes you might, Reed's going to go back there every time. Well, but that other spot, you kind of get in the home run there at the 50, and film this guy, the punts, that may have seen that, you could get a skip hop and take it to the house.
And as you give that answer, I'm also thinking something else, and that is to show college head coaches that he can return punts. And I'll give you a story in a moment. First, Caleb Carson trying to roll out of problems, throws it, and will they give the reception?
Nice catch.
Yes, they will.
Got out of bounds and stopped
David
the clock.
Walden.
Yeah.
I was with Montreal, Washington when he was with Samford, and he was there, get the ball in space. First couple of years, he did not return kicks or punts. Then in his final year, he did. He became an All-American, and that got him drafted by the Broncos. And Montreal was one of the last cuts this year by the New York Giants.
16 seconds, need about 15 yards.
Yeah, I'd like to see a good long field goal come out of this.
Good call.
And he's out of
Good
bounds.
catch. There, give him the reception.
Nice diving grab made by number 10, David Walden.
Now Walden
He's coming up a little gimpy.
coming up a little gimpy.
Play is good for about 8 yards.
Got 9 seconds left.
Ball spotted at the Mustang
Coach, that should be enough time for a quick pass and then get out of bounds.
Yeah, because they've got to honor Felton's speed. Look, corner in front of him is almost 15 yards behind him. So I would just run a quick stop route and get out of bounds. Back shoulder fade to Tamon Felton here on the short side of the field.
And Foster on the far side.
Got to let go of it, Carson.
Carson fumble. That ball
Not
is
that way.
up for grabs. And Homewood falls on it with 1 second to go.
Was that Stadinka that got on that ball? No. Whoever it is hurting.
You can see the
That fumble and recovery will bring us to
the progression read,
Asher
Coach.
catch him.
Catch him. End of the half.
And they will end the half.
All right, we got a little greedy there. We went Felton home run, and then he didn't have time to get the out route, and they were sitting there 15 yards off of us there. You know, really, Caleb had nowhere to throw it on the short side of the field.
Well, that being said, the Patriots, as they have all season long, will head into the locker room with the lead. The score at the break, Homewood 28, Jackson-Olin nothing. Our crew will return. We got an interview. We got the Homewood band. Don't go anywhere. Keep watching us tonight on the Homewood Athletics YouTube page.
And we're back here at Waldrop Stadium, and we got a couple of guests up here in the studio with us. First of all, Kevin Studinka, the father of our center, and a Patriot legend himself. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey guys, yeah, this is Kevin Studinka, class of 95.
And you brought with you
Michael Witten, class of 95.
two guys who played in a state championship game your senior year. Unfortunately, didn't win it.
Not a great memory.
What was it? Got Michael Fagan, the guy from Greenville that just ran all over you, 160-something yards they had that night. I hate to bring that up, but, you know, how do you guys feel about the fact that they won it the next year? Do you feel cheated out of that? Or?
No, those guys were due. They were a good, good junior class with us, and a lot of those guys helped, with us when we were playing. So.
Yeah, that was the second state championship that Homewood won. Their first one was in '74. Had lost a couple of games in the finals. Sadly, you guys included. So that was big when we finally did win it. But talk a little bit about your memories from that season, your senior year. Either one of you.
It was a great year. One thing I do remember is I think it was our first playoff game that we went out. I think it was our first team offense, and we started in shotgun. We didn't tell the coaches that we were going to do shotgun. It's the first time we ever did shotgun. So I'd like to say that we kind of started that here in Homewood. But,
yeah, so let's see. That would have been what game? You said that was the first playoff? That would have been at Muscle Shoals.
Yeah.
41-0 won, so apparently the shotgun worked.
Yep. So, yeah, they prepped for us, and they had no idea when we went out in shotgun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
So how was the snap the first time? If you remember.
Brian?
Yeah, Brian
Yeah,
did
yeah.
a good job.
We had a good center, Brian Poole.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Lefty.
Great. So talk to the probably the most famous Homewood alumni that you guys played with, Cole Kublik. Give us a good stories on Cole.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Cole and I were really good friends in high school growing up, and he probably wouldn't want me sharing some of the stories we did.
Well, don't get him in trouble, but
no, he was great, man. Playing youth baseball, my dad coached, and he's got some funny stories about that with him. And I roomed with him at Auburn for a year and stayed friends with him. And yeah, he's just a great dude, good guy.
How do you feel when you watch him on television every Saturday night now?
Oh man, he's great. I mean, he just keeps getting better and better every year.
He found a niche there that broadcasters didn't have, and that is talking so much about the offensive line, right?
Exactly.
You know, I mean, nobody talks about the offensive line, but he's an offensive line guru, and he's really has made his career out of doing that, right?
Yes, man. X's and O's. He studies. He's great. He's
Yeah.
great at what he
Now
does.
he is a situation where he was back the next year because he was a junior, y'all senior year, but he was injured and didn't get to play that whole year when they won a state championship.
I think he
So
played in 2 games, maybe.
yeah, something like that.
Hurt.
So
yeah, that
so
was unfortunate.
so not to bring back too bad of memories for you, but what do you remember about that state championship game the most?
Oh gosh.
Besides Michael Fagan running up and down the field.
Besides my interception.
Oh, you had an interception.
No.
Well, we won't talk about that.
No, so
You overthrew me for that interception.
I did. So Kevin, you talked earlier about good memories. I mean, Kevin, we had a lot of plays that went to tight end. Kevin was my tight end.
And all honorable mention All-State,
Yep.
tight end, and wide receiver too, right? Yep.
Yep.
Yep,
But-
he was all-state quarterback.
All-State QB.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I mean, it's no accident you guys made it to the championship game,
I know.
right?
So during that game, they went up 28-0 in the first half.
Yeah.
Second half, we held them to 0 points. We scored 14. It just wasn't. We didn't have enough time.
Yeah, it wasn't our night. Now, in those days, they played the state championships at home stadiums, right? So
Yes.
that was here, right?
No, it was at
No,
Greenville.
No, it was at Greenville. Oh,
At
yeah, tough
Greenville.
road trip.
Yes, and it was very dark. I remember the lighting was rough.
Yep.
So I blamed that pass on the
Is
lighting.
that in? Yeah, that sounds
So,
about right.
well, you know, when you think back about it, because I know it's painful for you, but my senior year we lost in the state championship game as well, and it's always such a painful memory. But when I think back about it, it was always dark and a very heavy cloud hanging over the stadium. When you have that memory, is it similar?
Oh
Very.
my gosh, yeah, especially at the end of the game. Yeah, that was rough for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you had to be excited for your junior class when they won it the next year, right?
Oh yeah. I came home and watched a couple games that year, and cheered for them, and was there for the state championship game. Yeah.
Yeah. It,
So-
it was bittersweet. But my quarterback crew with Blazik and Galden, we had a good core group. I loved watching him go the next year and win it.
Yeah, he was basically the offense in a lot of ways in that state championship game, just basically running the ball, right, Blazik?
Yeah. He was a good player.
Yeah, good player. So your son now playing center, but he's not the only Homewood legend that you have produced, right? So talk to us about your daughter
Yes.
with 2 rings.
She does, yeah. She's great, man. Can't be more proud of her. She played in the state championship game.
Give her name.
Grace Stadinka.
Right.
Grace Stadinka. She played her sophomore year in the state championship game. They lost, and then came back next 2 years, junior, senior year, and won state championship game. She was super all-state coming out after her senior year, and she currently plays for Mississippi College.
Great. So does she ever rub those rings in your face?
Of course. Of course she does. When she
How-
got the first one, she did. Yeah, I got a blue, you got a red.
How did it feel, having that terrible memory of losing the state championship game and then watching her win one? I mean, you had to have really felt proud, but also a little jealous.
A little bit, but no, I was happy for her. And,
Of course.
Oh, yeah, and it's funny because my sister was 3 years older than me. She won a volleyball state championship at Homewood.
Oh, I didn't know that. So
Yeah.
you got a bunch of rings in the house.
I know.
Except you.
I can't get one. Everybody around me gets one.
Yeah.
I can't get one.
Go ahead.
So I was gonna say my younger brother, 6 years younger, he won a state championship with.
So he was with that really talented. Wait, what year was he a senior?
He was 2002.
2002, right?
Yeah.
So that was Homewood's glory years from 2000 to 2005.
Definitely.
And so he was on that team.
Yep.
Great. So how many rings did he win?
One. I think they lost one and won one. And they played. I think they played the same team both years. It was.
So was he
out of Alex City?
Benjamin Russell.
Yeah.
So was he on the team that had the 5 overtime game against Benjamin Russell? That was 2000. Was he on that team?
He was on that team. Yeah.
Okay, so he won that year, and so then 2002 he would have won, right? So he should have 2.
Yeah, don't remind me.
Yeah, wow, I didn't realize that you had a son on that has so a lot of rings going around, but none for you guys.
Right.
No, not at all.
You keep bringing that up.
Yeah. Sorry. Well, if things keep going the way they're going this year, you may have another one, and I just better knock on some wood.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because, man, this team is looking really good. So how proud of you as a papa watching this team?
Oh, man, they're great. I'm excited anytime my kids play, but this year just has a little bit of a different vibe, obviously, and the way they're executing and doing what they're supposed to be doing, and that's a blast. Obviously, it's last year, which makes it a little bit more, but yeah, no, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, you're here every week, obviously, because of your son. But you're here mainly because it's reunion, right? Class reunion?
No, my son is 16, Ollie Witten.
Oh, you're Ollie. Oh, geez. Why didn't I think about that before you came in?
Yeah.
So you both got sons on the team, and Ollie's having a heck of a season, man.
He's putting some licks.
And he really stepped up last week, right?
Yeah.
When Griffin's out, Ollie goes back there and plays in the secondary and had an incredible night.
Yep.
Oh, he had a blast. He knocked the crap out of somebody.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, so I didn't realize that you were his father. Okay.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch him develop.
Yeah.
So he's a junior.
How'd you feel last week watching him play back there in the secondary?
Oh, I'm nervous every time, but it was fun to see him. He had some really good hits, especially that one short pass to the far side of the field.
Yeah. Well, that was the first team all season that took some shots on us in the secondary because everybody else has been timid about doing it, which I felt was kind of strange because, Bertishaw, as great as the Bertishaws always are, he's a young guy back there.
Yeah.
So I thought everybody would be taking shots, and nobody did until last week.
Yeah.
And then they performed so well, now I can see why nobody was doing it. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, guys, it's been a pleasure visiting you. I need to let you go now because we got to show the Homewood band here. They're coming onto the field. So I apologize for teasing you a little bit about the rings.
You're good, bro.
But hopefully, you're both going to have sons get one this year.
That would make up for it.
And again, let's knock on some wood here on that, right?
Gotcha.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, man.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming up.
Go Pats.
Yep. All right, folks, we're going to turn it over now to the Homewood Patriot Marching Band. Obviously, the best band in the state of Alabama. Always has been, always will be. I mentioned that when we come back.
Our show this year is titled Joyful Nation, with hits from American artists Carrie Underwood, Marilyn Monroe, Ella Fitzgerald, Grand Funk Railroad, Christina Aguilera, and Leonard Skinner. The Homewood Patriots Marching Band. Enter the Patriot Guard and Star Spangled Girls with Harlem Nocturne and Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. step off as Alabama's representative for the 135th Tournament of Roses Parade. Ladies and gentlemen, the Homewood Patriot Marching Band.
Always a great show from the mighty Homewood Patriot Marching Band. Love watching those guys. Hope you folks enjoyed the interview we did with a couple of Patriot legends. I was caught a little bit off guard by the fact that Ollie Wittensdad was the other gentleman that was up here with me. But hopefully you enjoyed that interview. Folks, tonight's broadcast is presented by Social Taco. Make sure you stop in this weekend and grab a bite at the newest SoHo restaurant, Social Taco. And also visit SoHo Social and SoHo Standard right there in the heart of downtown Homewood. We appreciate our Blue Level sponsors for their support of Homewood Athletics, including Estridge and White, McElhenney Law, AmFirst Bank, Milo's, and C-Spire. Once again, to all Homewood students or parents of students that are listening, the Safe and Healthy Homewood Collaborative invites all Homewood High School students to the After the Game party at Trinity Methodist Church tonight at 11:30. There will be free food, karaoke, games, and an open gym. See you all there. Thanks so much to Little Professor providing books to our Coaches Book Club. Go visit them in downtown Homewood for all your books needs. And I said it last week, there's very few businesses that are more quintessential Homewood than Little Professor. Homewood fans, for all your home games, you can now catch the Patriot Ride from the West Homewood ballparks to the entrance of Waldrop Stadium. Thanks to Urban Cookhouse for providing us with the Patriot Ride this season. Patriot fans, stay up to date on all things Homewood Athletics with our brand new mobile app available in the App Store and Google Play. Get updated scores, rosters, schedules, and live updates from all Homewood sports. Download the Homewood Athletics mobile app today. Homewood fans, it's time to be a great teammate. Head to the Homewood Athletics mobile app and click on the Be a Great Teammate link under the Fan Zone to make a donation to support Homewood Athletics. Great teams have great teammates, so show that you are a great teammate today. If you're dealing with a sprain, strain, ache, or pain, ATI Physical Therapy is here to help you stay on your game. As the official sports medicine provider for Homewood High School and Middle School, ATI Physical Therapy wants to help you live, work, and play at your best. Visit atipt.com/sports-med to learn how physical therapy can help you or to schedule an appointment today. Hey, Homewood fans, every time our athletes put on that jersey, they represent our city, and they deserve the best chance to succeed. The Homewood Athletic Foundation makes it happen, investing $260,000 in tools, training, and opportunities beyond the school budget. Join the HAF Club today, where your membership directly fuels our athletes' success. Join today at homewoodaf.org. So, guys, what do you got to say about the first half?
Dominant.
I'll defer. Go ahead, Coach.
I'm going to go dominant performance by the defense. They completely set the tone. Got us stops. A lot of, we started getting short fields at the end of the half. But I'm telling you, the offense, I am proud that they came out, had a 70-yard drive. I think you said
74, then 70, and then it started going down from there, 39 and 2.
They came out, did what we had to do. But I'm telling you, it's this defense. When you can keep putting up 0 points, because this is an area that scores. Minor at halftime, I think I saw 28-24 over Gardendale. Mortimer Jordan, 21-12 over Woodlawn. But, this is an area that there's some dynamic players. But when you play us, it's 0.
Yeah.
So that's my take. It's just this defense.
It's been incredible how we have negated their team speed for sure. CB?
Yeah, well, a lot of gang tackling. You're watching this on the NFHS network. You're watching this on YouTube. Every single, whether it's a reception or handoff, we can't even identify the tackler because there's 4 red jerseys, 5 red jerseys sometimes. And again, they're at half pitching a shutout in which this defense this year, we thought last year was pretty good at 15 a game. Defense is allowing less than a touchdown, just 5 points per game. They've pitched a shutout so far. Now, from the J.O. point of view, okay, this is why I want to look at it. J.O., they really didn't do anything offensively.
No, I've actually got them with negative yardage once you subtract yards.
But this first drive here is going to be very important. They're only, in air quotes, down by 4 touchdowns. They have a lot of team speed. And as it looks like Homewood dominated, and they did, but they didn't dominate on the most important place, and that's that scoreboard that sits to our left, where it's 4 scores, okay, and they didn't show the aptitude that they're going to drive down the field. We understand that, but if I'm Joe Webb, I'm saying, guys, let's execute. First thing we're going to do is execute. We got a lot of high snaps and a lot of mistakes. Let's eliminate that and see if we can get a very important first drive. As remember, J.O. deferred. And go ahead.
And these kickoffs are important. This end, we did not get it into the end zone as well. You give Lewis a chance to run it back, then there's your 28-7. And then, so,
there you go. Sure.
It starts with the kickoff here and then trying to get a good 3 and out. If I'm them, I'm going with that power formation and just seeing put the ball in Five's hands and see if they can grind out a few first downs. Keep our offense off the field.
Eanes does the kicking. And another touchback.
Another Glenn Brasher sponsored touchback.
Yeah, it's just so beautiful. I mean,
that's a game changer.
Yeah, it is. I mean, for you folks that watch college football, you watch NFL football, it's very regular to have touchbacks, right? But it's not as regular in high school football. And so every time that we can put 80 yards in front of the other team like that, that's not a given like it is at other levels of sports.
No. Well, let's see what kind of formation the Mustangs have. A traditional set this time with high snap yet again, handoff Miller, and Miller, as we have mentioned, just words coming out of our tongue, Coach. 4, 5, 6 red jerseys there. That's got to be a loss of 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, Major Moore left in, beat his guy straight there, and then the linebacker then frees up, and then Dennis, trying to see who's at nose tackle. Jaquez looks like he's in, so dominated right there. Start the half. Good job to Coach Lawrence, and he's going to have his guys prepared. They were ready to play. It's 0-0 to him.
Empty. That's a good point. Empty backfield, by the way. That play did lose 3. Empty backfield, far side caught, and then the wide receiver comes inside and loses a couple of yards after the catch.
You throw it out that wide like that, and he still gets eat up by about 4 or 5 linebackers and cornerbacks. It just shows you how good we are at gang tackling. Gang tackling. As you said right before we came back from halftime, we've got so many guys making tackles, it's hard for us to single out whose name to call.
This is a 3rd and 7. Somebody jumped. Guesses? Quick guesses? No? Anybody?
I was
Bueller?
I'll tell you what I was looking at was Ford Hawkins, and he took his guy out. So it looks like nothing. And then there goes Eldridge through the gap, and he was about to say hello to the quarterback.
Hello.
I'm going to guess it was on the Mustangs. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yes, you are. Okay, you are correct, sir.
Yeah. I went binoculars like you here.
Now all of a sudden, 3rd and 12. It was 3rd and 7. Here comes pressure. He got hit, did Miller, but he gets the pass off, and it's incomplete.
Now here's a situation where they might be tempted to pull out that fake punt. I know it's on their side of the field, but like I said, they did it twice last week, once out of their own end zone. I kid you not. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
That's a good take there. Parker Lindsay's take was you should
Naked Gun, by the way, Naked Gun reference.
You should have seen Parker Lindsay. He came back to that line of scrimmage. It was like he was in a strongman contest. He hit that quarterback right under the shoulder pads.
Number 17, Tristan Carter to kick it away.
Great opportunity for good field position.
Punt from the J.O. end zone. Fielded by Felton. And he goes down. About the 43-yard line.
And once again, J.O. goes backwards. They started at their own 20 and punted from their 18.
Homewood will have a 1st down and 10. We'll keep things here. Already in plus position for the.
All right, we're spread it out here.
Caleb Carson sends Griffin Far side, caught out of the backfield, and he'll come up just shy of a first down, a gain of 9.
Glenn, I can't tell you about your stable here. Your spread, then you go empty, and Griffin is such a weapon. That wasn't an easy ball to catch.
No, and he, I think that's the second or third time we brought him out of the backfield to make a catch like that tonight.
Yeah, coming in the game, he had 145 yards receiving and 2 receiving touchdowns. So he's a weapon out of the backfield for sure.
I'm hoping to get him close to 1,000 rushing and 1,000 receiving.
The joystick is in at running back, and here is Goldstein on the RPO. At least that time we got a first down out of that. At least that time.
First U.S. Bank first down.
Caleb Carson, went through the entire motion, letting us know that indeed he did give up the ball. He had a great play fake in the first half for the touchdown. So first and 10.
All right, 12 personnel. Tight ends are tight.
This one at the 30-yard line and around the neck. Ooh, that's dangerous tackle.
And I think that's the first time he's gone down all season. Well, without a doubt, I think it is.
That was a little high, guys. I would not.
If you hear the moans, I know this is television, but wow. I'm talking that knee curled up right up underneath him. It scared me to death.
About a whiplash on the neck.
Oh, neck.
There was everything there that
his left knee got caught in the turf.
He's had to run for his life a little bit more than usual tonight.
Yeah, it's been last about quarter and a half. They've gotten after us a little bit up front.
Goldstein, instead, it goes the opposite way. It is caught. Some shifty moves for David Walden, who has caught a touchdown tonight, but not enough for a first down.
It was good hustle by the line.
Walden's limping again.
That's Walden coming out. And he will be replaced.
Davis Litton, number 12.
Number 12, the backup. Goldstein stays in at running back. 3rd down and 12.
Look how far the safety is over Felton.
Carson, plenty of time, and then zips it through.
Chet, talk about that, Chet.
Cam Foster taken down, no penalty there.
We had a little WWE action on the top side. That was close. I don't know. I'm not going to question that. But over here, his first read, he was looking at Tamon Felton, and right at the play set, we had a safety over the top. So they took the first read away and forced him to go to number 2 and 3. And then you have Walden out of the game, and he's got a little quick twitch there. So, Cam Foster did not get open. He had 2 guys on him.
Hayes DeCouteris will come in. Tight end. He's on the far side.
Walking a lot of linebackers up.
This is a pass. Nor the end zone, caught inside the 10. Tamon Felton having a big night. That's a first U.S. Bank first down.
Nice route by him settling underneath the coverage that's over the top. The safety stayed deep. He bent right under there on a post, and really good catch. Nice throw by Caleb stepping up in the pocket.
On a 4th and 12.
Goal from the 8.
They didn't get the guy off.
Joystick was...
12 men on the field.
That's their 5th, if I'm counting correctly.
Well, it was a good job by the Patriots. After the big play, we got to the line of scrimmage, and they were trying to sub, and they could not get the substitute in. And in college, even if we subbed in that situation, they're not going to hold.
This will be a 1st and 3.
In high school.
Is the joystick in there, or is it the bad man?
We got Goldstein's in the joystick.
Just give it to the joystick.
Like that. He's going to come up just short.
All right, so that time Landon Pettis was in motion. You can run the squirm play off of that. The linebacker, he wasn't fooled. They were coming straight in there to stop the run, so he really had nowhere to run there.
The workhorse is back in, 2-2.
That gives them a better threat out of the backfield if they're going to play us like that.
So you wheel route them out, right,
yeah,
Coach?
You wheel them right, put them to a Felton side or Cam Foster. Up top, it looks like it's Felton. You run the curl and then run the back out of the backfield somewhere. Or run
Hand off instead. Nope. Going to be shy back to about the 2.
A lot of humanity in there.
Yeah, just man up and push this thing in.
Back to the joystick at running back.
I think you're going to see that because I see Caleb Carson coming off, and we're going to go Wildcat here.
Wildcat to Goldstein is your forecast. Nostradamus. Uh-oh. We have an injured player there. We see a lot of coaches running out.
Yeah, they've got a man down. Well, he's up, but he's coming off gingerly.
All right, let's take a timeout here. If we have to be quick about it, we'll do that. But right now, Homewood driving. They have a 28-0 lead with 6:20 remaining in the third quarter. Back in just a moment.
Our broadcast tonight is presented by Social Taco. Make sure to stop in this weekend and grab a bite at the newest SoHo restaurant, Social Taco, and also visit SoHo Social and SoHo Standard right there in the heart of downtown Homewood.
You know what they need over there at SoHo Social? They need the CB burger. You go to the menu, I'll take the professor, the coach, and get me a CB. You know, we're rock stars, the trio. You know, I never got to use that last week, by the way. I wrote down all these great 3-man bands. It just, the flow of the game didn't. I said to myself, don't squeeze it in.
Yeah, mine would be the Bee Gees.
Yeah,
that's
the Bee
Gees. That's my favorite 3-man.
That was a call I did not see coming. I had written down the Police, Genesis, the Beastie Boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause.
And
Jackson-Olin players number 20.
we're open. In fact, you could email us. You can hit us on Twitter. Let us know your favorite 3-person band.
I could go with the Beastie Boys.
Third down to go Homewood. Ball spotted at the Mustang 3.
Caleb Jackson up top.
Wildcats
He's in.
diving in for the touchdown. So many weapons as the joystick scores. Reed Goldstein.
3-yard run for Goldstein. Gives Homewood another score. Makes it 34-7.
That is a nightmarish beginning and ending there because J.O. had to score on that first possession of the third quarter, guys. They didn't, and Homewood goes marching down the field, tacks on another one.
And I like Glenn's call to go power there and go Wildcat. You know, you right there behind Goldstein. And either one of those guys, whether it's Chappie, Goldstein, it gives you a lot of flexibility and also gives other teams something more to prepare for.
And that extra point is presented by the Wade team with ARC Realty. Daniel and Billy Wade. Give them a call at 205-966-9600.
We are rhyming and stealing from Waldrop Stadium. 35-0 Homewood in front. We'll be back after this timeout. $35-0. You catch that BC Boys reference, Professor?
I did. And another touchback. I caught that.
I'm sorry I didn't give you the sponsorship there for that
No,
one.
all you did was cough in my ear. I appreciate that. Hey, by the way, of all the we got a shout out. We didn't say happy birthday to the coach just a couple of days ago. Turned 22. Congratulations.
Thank you.
22.
22 on each leg, right?
I got to go to one of our finer establishments, Gianmarco's, on Thursday with my family. It was nice.
And what number was it?
54.
54. Good.
Years young.
offensive guard number there.
Stadinka.
When I turned 56, I told everybody I am Lawrence Taylor. Miller lifts it high. Good coverage near side. Incomplete pass.
John Martin's
been busy, guys.
Yeah, and he was ahead of the receiver on that. We've just played so well in the secondary this season. And I love seeing us continue to do it against a team that's got the kind of speed that this team has got.
Simeon Rice, the intended receiver. My years associated with Samford football, the years that they were really good were the years that they had an experienced and great secondary. Mm-hmm. So I realized how important your corners, your safety.
At that time, their offensive line did a good job there.
Gain of about 4, maybe 5.
And I think we had every player on the defense in on that tackle.
I saw guys coming off the sidelines making tackles. Are you kidding me?
This is one of the few times the Tasmanian Devil in the middle, Mr. White, he got picked up and kind of carried there, and that's where the linebackers, they were there, but they got a good push there. I got Rodriguez Lambert in at right defensive end, and then Jakari Haynes, our freshman beast, is on the far side of the field at defensive end.
Third down for the Mustangs. They won last week, but they are getting shut out so far. And as my broadcast partners have mentioned, they've already won more games this year than they did all of last year. They're 2-1, 1-0 in the region. Last year, 1-9 and 1-5. Go ahead.
What was that call? Was that delay a game?
I was looking for numbers, so I didn't see the.
I think it was delay a game.
Which should make it 3rd down and 8. Bad snap. A little juggling out by Miller. Miller is being chased down. Then 4 Patriots will bring him down. And again, the Mustangs will have to go into, I'll do this for the professor, punt formation.
Great play by Luciano right there. He could have gotten juked. He stayed base. That guy tried to juke him inside, and he led the Patriots on the tackle right there.
4th and 7. They going for it? It appears that they are. Miller. Far side. In and out of the hands of his intended receiver. That's incomplete. Now, guys, unless I miscounted the downs, here comes Homewood on offense and incredible field position.
Yeah, I don't think they got a 5th down there like at Missouri, Colorado way back in the day. I think maybe I know you're trying to – it's 35-0, and you're giving this offense a short field, and you're basically going to end the night if we can score here for our starters.
Yeah, that was a discussion. We had it during the broadcast and then, again, off during a couple of practices off to the side. Coach Berg and I talked about some of the guys have really good stats, but they would be state-leading stats if they had played all 4 quarters. There's Griffin at running back. Instead, it's a pass. It's caught, and then diving ahead. That is DeCouteris.
Finally get a tight end getting a catch tonight.
He did a good job setting down right. The outside linebacker was outside of him. He went right inside there. I'd like to see that a little more here just to kind of get a little bit of work for those tight ends. They block so hard.
Yeah, and, JT, he deserves a catch because you remember earlier in the game when he was wide open and went to the wrong receiver.
All right, so we got 12 personnel double wing here.
1 yard for a 1st down. Carson, there's the fade. It is in the back of the end zone. Caught.
Wow, what a catch.
Oh, man.
Felton.
Wow. Guys, that was big time.
Cam Foster.
Was it Foster?
Is that
Cam
Foster?
Because, I see number 2 celebrating, and everybody's tackling him right there. Cam Foster with that catch.
Man, this is when I wish we had replay.
It looked like Felton. Because they both looked the same, but Felton was on this side, and then Cam Foster made the great catch.
How about you? The sophomore had some mistakes earlier in the game.
I'm glad to see him bounce back with that, CB.
Well, and again, he's the future because a lot of these guys are going to be moving on and playing college ball. The PAT is good. We've got a sponsor for our point after touchdown.
Yes, it's presented by the Wade team with ARC Realty. Daniel and Billy Wade. Give them a call at 205-966-9600.
Patriots comfortably in front. 3 minutes remaining here in quarter number 3. Another touchdown pass for Caleb Carson, probably his last of the night. We'll take a timeout. We're at Waldrop Stadium, and you're watching us tonight on the Homewood app. Homewood will kick it off. And it will be returnable for one of the rare opportunities this year.
And yet we still covered it.
You get maybe short, it looks like short of the 20, about the 19.
He was yelling 4, like in golf, to the left. He kind of missed the chip, and it went to the corner. So it really kind of angle kicked to the left side of the and he just fielded it on the run. Great defense right there, getting down the field and making the tackle.
Chet Walker, the coach, Professor Glenn Brasher, and Kurt Bloom. Coach, if you see some backups in there, let me know. This,
all right, so I've got Delkin on the top side. We got new Quincy McGee is here at number 5. Henry Delk. That's why Bertishaw changed to 11, because you're going to have both of them on the field at the same time, and it's illegal to have 2 17s. Bertishaw's at safety, and it looks like, let's see, I've got number 24, Brian Long.
J.O. now starting to
Self-destruct.
I was going to go with the shoot themselves in the proverbial foot.
Yeah.
They come up with all the cliches, but they're going the opposite way. I think Joe Webb will be disappointed in this one word again, execution, more than anything else. He's got some athletes. He's got a game plan.
A lot of bad snaps.
A lot of bad snaps.
Yeah.
Not a lot of misses. And
not
that screen going nowhere. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 red jerseys.
Eldridge right there on the tackle was probably the first one. Dabbs is in at linebacker now for Lindsey.
You know, guys, I've been talking about the fact that other teams keep trying to get outside our linebackers, and they're going to have a hard time doing that. Well, I'm getting to the point now where I just don't know what else teams can do against us. I mean, what can you do? You can't take deep shots because we're running step by step with you guys in the secondary. You can't take screen passes. We eat those up.
High snap again. Quarterback Miller able to make something out of nothing. But, Professor, what's going to happen starting next Friday, a week from tonight, your competition is going to escalate. Mountain Brook.
Yeah, speaking of which, let's check their score.
Yeah, up front, this is going to be the trenches. This is going to be a lot harder for them in the next couple of weeks.
Will their running back be ready for next week?
They've got a really tough game out at Oxford. Everybody that's ever been or played out at Oxford knows that that's a rough place to play, especially a region game. And Mountain Brook is winning that 21-14 at halftime.
3rd and 15. And this is J.O. tonight. They complete a pass, and they're still in negative territory behind the sticks.
A lot of substitutes in. That's good for our backups. But, yeah, getting to your point when you're talking about it's going to be harder down the road, and we're like Dennis White's an undersized nose tackle. Jaquez, he has the 4 years experience to be able to attack that, but when he gets tired, then you go to one of the backups that may be a little tougher next week.
Here's another thing that you think about. I don't want to use any words like you're scared or you're worried, but you think about conditioning, because the starting 22 have not played 4 quarters all year.
Yeah.
When you're blowing out people, here comes another punt.
True enough, but Coach and I talked about that on our
Boy, that looked like it could have been interference unless There comes the flag. An interference on the guy trying to make the catch on the punt.
Cornell Warren was trying to make the catch, and the guy was right there in his face. That was a late flag, but it should have been thrown earlier. That's going to be catcher interference.
So anyway, back to CB's point. Coach and I talked about this on the coaches show this week, and he pointed out, yes, that's a problem, but these guys know how to practice. He said these guys are a practicing team, right? They go out there every week and they do what they're supposed to do. They're well conditioned. And I brought up to him the 2005 state championship team, which we've been comparing these guys to fairly a lot recently. That was a team where also all season long their coaches will tell you, we didn't play our starters in the second half. And they just kept worrying about that and kept worrying about that and kept worrying about that, and they kept worrying about it all the way through the state championship game.
Tim Rochelle, by the way, guys, is going to come in and quarterback. We saw him on the first play of the game. Coach, I'll let you.
Made an excellent pass for a completion and a first down. He had a really good week of practice from what I've heard from behind the scenes, so he's getting an opportunity tonight to be the number 2.
Handoff. Goldstein with a First U.S. Bank first down. Imagine you are the defense now of J.O., okay? And Homewood's going to go to running back 2 and 3, who would be starting both of them on any other club so far in this region. And that must be a water timeout. You want to keep it here? Or is that? Oh, no, that's the end of the third quarter. Tell you what, let's take a brief timeout. The clock will run out, and then we'll come back. I want to promote where we can find, where everybody can find our interviews and things like that. So Homewood comfortably in front. The score is 41-0 when we come back for quarter number 4. You got to read, Prof, or do you want me to take over and promote?
Well, let's talk about the Homewood Athletic Foundation. Hey, Homewood fans, every time our athletes put on that jersey, they represent our city, and they deserve the best chance to succeed. The Homewood Athletic Foundation makes it happen, investing $260,000 in tools, training, and opportunities beyond the school budget. Join the HAF Club today, where your membership directly fuels our athletes' success. Join today at homewoodaf.org.
Well, thanks to the efforts of the athletic director, Rick Bagley, the assistant athletic director, and our producer, John Lunsford. There are so many different ways to catch Homewood football for the first time ever. You've got the Homewood app, Homewood Athletics YouTube page. That's where my mom's listening in North Carolina. You have the NFHS Network. That's kind of like the base, the heart and soul. And if you go to those outlets, Coach Chet Walker has another interview. Who did you do your 40-yard dash with?
This week it was with John Griffin. He's out for a couple of weeks, but I thought it was a good time to kind of just see who his heroes were, and it's a really good interview. He did a great job, and we had a good time doing it.
All right, and then my interview with Tamon Felton. All that stuff will be up shortly. Rochelle will run the offense, and I think you made a very important point when you said he showed in practice. And a lot of people, guys, they don't get it. And the it is the fact that you could be on a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday winning a job that shows up on Friday.
Yeah, whatever they during the week, when you got Myers, if you're the 13th quarterback, you're not there just to be the 13th quarterback. You're going to compete. So hopefully Jack will take that and work hard this week to win it back.
Rochelle. Near side, caught. Still on his feet, but they will say that Watts got out of bounds before.
And I'm going to give you this one, Glenn. There was a second ago, Watts was hitting his pads like he was looking over the side like, give me some love, give me some love.
Well, he finally got a catch. He deserved that.
I would think that Tyler is here because Alabama's off tomorrow, correct?
Yes, he is. He's definitely here.
And then 2 weeks. You said it's at the Hedges, right? in
Correct.
Georgia, 2 weeks.
Correct.
Between the hedges.
At, between, in, on,
Through.
through. Goldstein trying to go through the Mustangs.
Had a big hole right there.
Gets to the 10.
I could have taken my cane out there and ran through that hole.
We can arrange that. We know the right
And you got
people around here.
And then Walker Bostic's at left tackle, and like I said, he's one of our future guys that's going to be important. And we still have some of the starter studs still in there, and then we've got Tristan Bell at right guard. And we're kind of trying to find a place to use that big body. You're putting him on an island's kind of tough, but he's finding a home there as a backup right guard, and we can sure use him for some depth.
Man in motion for the Patriots. Handoff. That's Chappie to the 5.
Look how hard it is to bring him down.
You got Landon Pettis now playing the Y after White's got his catch. Up top, we got Cornell Warren at number 18. He's at the Z receiver up top. And then we got, let's see, number 11 here, Caleb Jackson.
Chapello entered this game with more rushing touchdowns than any other Homewood Patriots. And
just
he's
got
going to
another
get
one.
to the end zone for number 6.
Wow.
That's his 6th rushing touchdown.
Behind my left side of the line, the future. They went out there and cleared it like a road grader and said, come on in here, and Chappie, you don't have to give him much room, and he's going to go push it in there for the touchdown.
35-yard drive. We just keep having these short. I mean, it's a broken record, but it's just phenomenal how many short drives we have had this season. And it's because of those touchbacks. It's because of how great our defense is.
Hey, guys, don't look now, but Homewood on the verge of another 50-point game, which would be their 3rd. They have plenty of time to do it. 10:02 remaining, final quarter.
And that extra point brought to you by the Wade team, ARC Realty, Daniel and Billy Wade. Give them a call at 205-966-9600.
Patriots doing Patriot things. We'll be back from Waldrop Stadium with a 48-0 lead for the Homewood, 49-0 lead for the Homewood Patriots. $49-0 is the correct score. Returnable for J.O. About the 20-yard line is where the activity started. Now, one good thing about any sport, one of the fun things for me is watching the maturation. Guys go from A to B, and they go from the beginning of the season to the middle to the end, and they mature. Coach?
Well, this team is very mature. They have not practiced in full pads for most of the season since camp broke. You know, a lot of coaches, you need to be physical, but they know how to practice in shells with the girdle zone, and that helps keep them fresh. But you can't do that if you're inexperienced. So that's something I really wanted to kind of point out to the fans out here, you know, the maturity of this team to be able to do something like that.
High snap, which is a broken record, and that will result in about a 2-yard gain. You got more thoughts on that?
My young teams, and if you have a younger team, you've got to hit and tackle. Have we had problems tackling?
No, absolutely
But they're
not.
mature, and if you can keep guys up, 85% of the time, injuries happen when you tackle people to the ground. Well, we can thud up and be mature, and it's but it's this team, it's the leadership, and the coaches trust them to do their work.
Let me tell you something that's amazing that you two know, and you know, I'm too inexperienced with this program. Look at Lewis trying to put on a show as a track star, and now he's got some room over the 50, gets a block, 40, 30 down the sideline, and taken down. Wow. Talk about making.
Who made that tackle, Coach? I'm looking at him right now, but I can't read that number.
I could not see. There were 2 or 3 guys. I was watching the block that was almost behind the back, but again, these guys. This shows you the difference between the first team and the second team. We play too deep, but the speed there. These guys. That guy was running around. He went all the way to the right hash, cut all the way back to the left hash, and there wasn't a guy on the field that could catch him.
Chet, who's that playing corner over there on the left side? He's got his hands on his hips right now. His guard is out of his mouth. See what I'm talking about?
Lock Tyree.
He's the one that made the tackle.
Okay.
May have saved the shutout, preserved the shutout.
Yeah, number 7, Lock Tyree.
When I was talking and trying to lead into, Coach Berge pointed out something that was astonishing. He said, we are one of the certainly premier programs in 6A. We certainly have resources. He said, but did you notice we don't have a 100-yard field to practice on? And I'm like, what are you talking? And then I looked around, and he's right. It's astonishing. Another bad snap, a flip, and a catch, and a wide open reception, and then
now who was that?
Shoulder-to-shoulder hit.
That was number 23, Luciano.
Michael Luciano.
Yes, the youngest.
The youngest Lucky.
Yeah, very good cornerback last year for my freshman team. He's got a bright future ahead of him. But, again, the Lucianos work hard. Really good work ethic.
Well, let's see if we can preserve this shutout here.
First and goal at the 7. After this play call here, Coach, I want you to tell me more. There's a bad snap. Now, try to make something out of nothing, and what a loss. 3 Patriots in on the tackle.
Dennis White, first one there.
Now, White's had a lot of experience with the first team.
Yeah.
Khalil Thomas running for his life.
You have Dabbs, who has some experience as a senior. Got Ford at linebacker. Tyree is at corner.
Timeout.
I want to keep it here because I want to expand on my point. Okay, so here's Homewood, one of the premier programs in 6A, and a winning program year after year for your state championships and all that. And they do not have a 100-yard practice field. In fact, Homewood, for those who are not familiar, they actually practice on the baseball field.
Well,
yeah, I was about to say, back in my day, we did have a 100-yard field.
But even past that, when Coach Newton was here, we had a really beautiful practice facility, but due to the expansion and more students at Homewood High School and the need for parking, we lost our 120-yard football practice field. We could practice the freshmen, all teams up there. So, the only option we have is, since we don't have turf over here, is to have to, practice on the baseball field.
And you, in your freshman JV team, have the only turf on the campus.
Yeah.
On the actual Homewood
campus. And it's 40
campus.
yards, and we have a concrete wall there, so you have to be careful.
Right.
It's one of those things. I usually blow the whistle real quick to make sure we don't get somebody on the concrete wall.
The coach was telling me there were plans about 5 years ago, pass deflected, incomplete. There were plans for expansion, and it was just the last minute, and as things typically happen, politics did get involved. Those plans got to a crescendo, and then unfortunately they got shattered. Coach, you familiar with that?
It was hard. There was some movement to bring it over here, but a lot of your community lives in the other part of Homewood, where it could serve it kind of more in a central area.
Closer to Lakeshore,
Yeah,
just to get
closer to
and
Lakeshore.
we're closer to Oxmoor here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, sometimes it's nice to have the facilities, but we've made the best with what we can. I never get a chance to run full routes.
3rd and 30, and is dumped. That'll be a 4th down. Go ahead.
But the full routes, my quarterback, all he has is 40 yards. So sometimes we get to go preseason down to throw a 50-yard pass or have where we can. So I really think the coaches have adapted really well, and our kids have adapted, and you kind of make the best of the situation that we have. Because we're landlocked. Sanford owns all the land around us, and that's the key.
What Bergie was telling me, that on Homewood's campus, I keep calling things like that a campus. This is a 4th down play. We'll be headed towards the end zone, and in traffic, incomplete. And Homewood will take over, but there's just physically and geographically no room at the high school. I said, what about the woods and the trees and all that area? And it's really not in play because, like you said, Sanford, in fact, this was new to me, and you have to understand, I know you guys know this, I'm new to the program. Sanford owns the track, which is on Homewood High School's campus. So I did not realize that that's where Sanford has their track and field.
We were real fortunate when they gave us the chance to build the baseball field, because that land was donated by Sanford.
By Sanford, right.
Because we used to have to bus over here to practice or ride over and bring the whole team over here to practice. You didn't get practice started till about 4:15 every day.
I believe on the carry there, that was Beckham Newell. But it's amazing to have such a consistent winning tradition, and you can't play on your own field until Friday night, and your regular field that you practice on is not even close to 100 yards. And you look down at where I live in Shelby County, and you got some of the finest facilities and football stadiums, and this is a great venue. There's no doubt about it, but it's just not on the Homewood campus. And I know that the coach was telling me that if you make the move over to turf, then obviously you guys you save a lot of money, because you first spend it, but in about 2 years after you don't lose any games or practices, because you could just vacuum up the rain. Dipsy-do for Homewood. And down at the 49-yard
that's
line.
Landon Pettis' brother, Judah Pettis. Very versatile receiver. He played running back for me and receiver.
Sophomore.
And that's why they give it to him on a little jet pitch there, because it's really like having a running back out at receiver. Has an excellent future ahead of us. A lot of young linemen in. We had Micah Jones. Had a tremendous JV game Monday night. We defeated Woodlawn 35-6 Monday night.
I really want to see us run this clock out. Hold the ball, run the clock out to 0. And if that's a first down,
that should be a first down.
Micah Jones again.
First U.S. Bank. First down. It also appears, Professor, that you will have your wish granted. No, Marianne's not coming up to the booth, but the second one is a shutout.
Yes.
And if Homewood does not allow a point, it will be their second shutout of the season. You're talking about a club that the average is going to go down. They allowed 5 points per game. It's going to go even below that. I said the offense, I meant the defense, rather. And a little quarterback run.
I've been waiting for Jack Myers to try to pull the Will Myers. A lot of times I'd always get on him 2 years ago, run the ball, you're an athlete. And that was a good keep by the quarterback, because our running back would have been knocked out if he had gotten that ball.
CB, the lowest point total per average that Homewood's ever had was 2005, and that was 8.8 points per game.
And that's at the end of the season,
and that's at the end of the season, generally considered to be the best Homewood team ever, offense and defense, and that was 8.8. And right now we're going to be below 5.
Just over 4. It's going to be 22 points in 5 games. Well, I'm not as sharp as you two cats. I had to get the toes and the fingers involved. Wow.
That's going to be it.
That is a WWE takedown, like you mentioned.
Yeah, that's what we were. That would have happened the play before.
And that should end the ball game.
That's called tackling the mesh point.
As Homewood improves now to 5-0, 3-0 in the region. For Jackson-Olin, they will drop to 2-2, and they are 1-1 in Region 5. And I know that the professor is waiting for me to say this. That is win number 96 for Ben Bergeson. He is 4 shy of the magic 100 win total in his illustrious career.
And maybe even more important than that, his 90th victory at Homewood.
I knew you were going to get there. Yeah, you did the math. We'll talk about that later. Let's take our break. A blowout tonight as Homewood wins it 49-0. Our entire crew, we got lots of post-game things to talk about. Stay with us. You're watching us tonight on the NFHS Network. Back at Waldrop, where Homewood stays undefeated. The Pats are now 5-0, 3-0 in the region with a very convincing 49-0 victory over Jackson-Olin. All right, we'll get some post-game comments. We'll start to my right. Coach Chet Walker, what do you got?
I'm really proud of the offensive and defensive effort tonight. When you win that convincingly, this was a game, all the coaches, you talked to the coaches, there were some reservations just because of their team speed, and, there's some respect. I know I respect what Coach Webb has done in a year from a 1-9. Those kids came out here and played hard, and like you said, they had a scheme. They were trying to spread us out, didn't work. So then they tried to go tight. Guy had a little success, but then the penalties and the bad snaps were just the thing that killed them. But on both sides of the ball, we were dominant again with a front seven. So now we're going to get our biggest test coming up. When you have Mountain Brook, they're going to give you a lot of shifts and formations. And the main thing is just keep playing ball. Fill your gap and hit the other team hard.
Professor?
And speaking of Mountain Brook, up 35-14 in the third quarter at Oxford. So that's a really impressive win. It looks like it's going to be an impressive win for Mountain Brook. And I'm actually glad of it because I want that to add a little bit of luster to our game next week when they come in here. So it's not a region game, but it's one of our biggest rivals that we haven't beaten in a long time. So I'm pretty excited about it. But one of the things that I want to talk about was, we started out the game with 2 good long drives, and we said how good that is that we finally had some good long drives, 74 yards and 70 yards. But then after that, guys, let's see, we had a 30-yard drive, a 9-yard drive, a 2-yard drive, a 19-yard drive, a 42-yard drive, 23, 35, and the last one was 16. I mean, that's just incredible.
That's why we keep them around.
There's no other reason. I mean, I'm telling you. I've been working all summer to figure out why do we keep him around. That's why we keep him around.
Yeah, I mean, just to get those short fields over and over and over again is. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen it, Coach. Have you? I mean, this
very
is
rarely.
amazing.
But every time we kick it in the end zone, and 80 yards
Yeah.
is a difference. Because you remember in the past, not getting there, that other team started at how many times on the 35, 38-yard line, and here it's on the 20 every time.
Yeah, I don't have them getting the ball above the 20 the whole game.
One time in the first quarter that Jackson-Olin thought about getting across midfield, they immediately committed a penalty and took them back the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a deadly sin. The bad things started happening.
You said it. It's the football gods.
You got to cross the 50.
Thou shalt not cross the 50 against the Patriots
in the first quarter.
in the first quarter.
My unofficial total yards, Homewood 320. So you look at the scoreboard, 49 points, only 320 yards of total offense. How does that happen? All those short drives, right? And then meanwhile, J.O., unofficial 84 yards, most of it on that last long drive they had. And unlike last week, we preserved the shutout down there, which I really love to see. And, of course, a lot of it was because of the bad snaps. J.O. had a ton of bad snaps, and that killed him on that last drive. But, man, it's just incredible to see this, particularly – I mean, we're tempted to say, yes, J.O., they're a down team. They've been down. But let's remind ourselves that they ran up 44 points on Gardendale last week. Now, Gardendale's not a very good team this year, but 44 points on any Gardendale team is impressive at their place. And they couldn't do anything with us tonight.
Their speed, obviously, I didn't watch the tape, but their speed, obviously, if you get them like Lewis in space, you're just going to be looking like it's like watching Felton. You're looking at the back of his jersey.
Right.
Guys, if you don't mind, let's take one time out. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to catch our breath. Then I'm going to get your thoughts on next week's game against Mountain Brook, and then we'll close things out. So, 49-0 your score tonight. Homewood with a convincing win yet again. They remain perfect on the season at 5-0, 3-0 in the region. We'll be back from Waldrop Stadium on the NFHS Network. All right, back at Waldrop, 49-0 Homewood. And the schedule will get a little tougher down the stretch, including next week. That is the rival, Mountain Brook. The Spartans will come here to Waldrop, and we'll take a look at what we could expect out of a well-coached team in Mountain Brook. We haven't seen tape yet, but what do you typically and annually see, Coach, when Mountain Brook comes to town?
Okay, I'm going to refer back to last year, my freshman team. That's probably one of the better teams I've had. And, you think we're going to go walk over them because in the summertime we played 7-on-7 and just destroyed them. You put them in the pads with those linemen, and that's what makes them. It's those linemen, the interior linemen. Coach Yeager is one of the best line coaches anywhere around, and those guys know how to get into your pad level. If Dennis and any of these front, Jakari Haynes, young guy, if he stands up tall, they're going to take you. So they're going to look to make it a street brawl, physical fight, lots of shifts, lots of making us try to jump or get us to be hesitant to attack. That's what they're going to try to do. And that really, then if they can grind it out, then it helps them control it and control the pace of the play. We want to get out here, try to run as many plays, be quick, and attack next week. There's no slowdown out of us. We need to get Felton downfield, take advantage of the matchups because they don't have people that can cover him, but they got people who can get to the quarterback. So, we've just got to make sure we don't let it become a brawl because, like last year, that team we were better. Well, we were in a dogfight for 4 quarters.
Yeah, we got caught by the weather that last year too.
Yeah, so they're a tough street fighting type. Proud when they see Mountain Brook and it's Homewood, it's on.
Yeah, and it's just showing you what a proud program they are. I think that this score, 35-14 over Oxford, is surprising us all. Not necessarily because Mountain Brook is winning, but that they're putting Oxford away like this at Oxford. That is a tough place to play historically. And Mountain Brook is definitely showing some pride in their program. They're going out there and winning. Apparently going to win that game tonight. And as I've said earlier and the coach said this week, I want them to have come in winning that game. Right? I wish they hadn't lost to Pell City so we could get them in here, with them only having lost to Parker. But it is what it is. They're coming off of what looks like it's going to be a marquee victory. They're coming to our stadium. Guys, this is one of the few teams in Homewood history that we actually have a losing record to. One of the maybe 4 or 5 teams in Homewood history that we've got a losing record to. We've won 15 games, losing 21 to them. And it's been a while since we beat them. So, it's a non-region game, but I couldn't be any more excited about this game coming up next week than I am. And I know Coach feels the same way.
Yeah, when I see the green and gold, that's one of those that you just feel it right here in your heart.
Yeah, go hit them. Go hit them.
Yeah, it's like when we would play Vestavia. Anytime, at whatever level, basketball, when they played in basketball, it was sold out. The fire department shut the gym down. So you're going to have it's going to be packed. And, it's just one of those great.
Yeah, and you're talking about packed. They'll be packed on that side of the field, too. They will have the fans over there. And got a good, strong band over there. So this place will be the place to be next Friday night for sure.
And aren't we going to bring in the bleachers, I believe? I've heard that.
That we're going to put the band down here in the bleachers?
Could be because of not enough seats for that. So that shows you how big
I might start selling mine, scalping mine. I have at least one. That's the one to get up
now,
here. But
CB, you're in for a show if we do that because when we put the band on the field like that, man, they are loud and disruptive.
So I've heard. That's what I hope that happens.
Yeah, so that'll be. I didn't hear that, Chet, so I'm glad that you brought that up.
Yeah, so it's something that could happen.
Yeah, it could happen. But either way, it's still going to be a rocking environment for sure. But let me bring up the history of the defensive numbers just really quickly here. So as you guys know, that I've been saying all along that Homewood's off to the best start defensively ever in their history. Mm-hmm. As I said earlier in the broadcast, the best team, the 2005 team, considered statistically and definitely the best team in Homewood history, offensively and defensively, they averaged giving up 8.8 points per game. That's the best ever for a full season. Homewood, 5 games into the season now. It's not the beginning of the season anymore, right? It's the regular season's half over with. 5 games in the season now, we are standing at 4.4 points per game, exactly one half of what that 2005 team cut. We've cut that in half, halfway into the season. So preserving the shutout tonight was amazing. It's cut those numbers even more dramatically, and Chet, it's historic to watch.
It's incredible to watch. We are pushing. We've seen this a lot. This is CB's, and I love having you here and seeing this. This has not always happened where we're the physical dominating team. Right. We're having to do the little trick things, and here we are dominating up front, and it's just awesome to see, and especially Coach Lawrence and this defensive staff.
Yeah, that's Heath. I'm glad you brought that up, Chet. Heath Bruner's offense, for lack of a better way of putting this, requires a lot of smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
but
a lot
not
of
this
deception
year.
And not,
this year we're just overpowering people.
I'm about to stand up, get man up. Let's go Wildcat right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Go Wildcat. Let's
go. We talked early in the broadcast about this line. We haven't, mentioned that they're the unsung heroes of this team. If this team goes on to win a state championship,
or even just make a deep run.
Yeah. Cowan, McBride, Ketchum, King, Studinka, Bell, backups. They allow the time. Caleb Carson had time to go out and grab a hamburger from Sam's before he was in trouble tonight. And then you got, your outside guys doing a great job. And kudos for Cam Foster catching a nice fade route on the far side of the field in this half here. So it's been a historic start, and I say let's keep this thing going. We'll be right back here next week, and it is the showdown. It is the rival, the Spartans of Mountain Brook, coming here to Waldrop Stadium and take on the undefeated Homewood Patriots.
And I want them bad, man. I want them bad.
You were tasting this before we started. I'm talking about before we even played John Carroll. You already looked ahead at Mountain Brook. Let me give here my final thoughts, and I'm going to give you the numbers now, by the numbers, okay? According to Max Prep, Homewood now they're right out of the 21, 22, depending on which day, and probably moving up. But that is in all classifications in the state of Alabama. That's how good this team is right now. According to my friend Jeff Allison, we came in today at number 6 in the region, and according to the sports writers, number 8. So the public and the national people are noticing what is going on here in this community, just absolutely destroying, dismantling, and crushing their opponents so far. Schedule is going to get a little harder. Mountain Brook, Gardendale, Parker, of course.
Number 1 team in the state right now.
We're running in state, and then minor, and then finally non-conference against James Clements. All right, so for my broadcast partners, the professor, Glenn Brasher, the coach, Chet Walker, our athletic director, Rick Bagley, our assistant athletic director, John Lunsford, for Alex and our fine students on camera, this is Kurt Bloom, CB, saying may today be the best day of your life. But tomorrow, be even better right here on NFHS Network.